Their end was our beginning. From the ashes of the dinosaurs' world, moments. As the planet healed, a new greenhouse world emerged. Warmer and wetter than today, it floops. The world now belonged to the survivors. And among them, our mammalian ancestors were poised for greatness. With the dinosaurs gone, the mammals underwent an explosive radiation, diversifying into thousands of new species to fill every vacant niche. But the mammals were not the only survivors with grand ambitions. The dinosaurs' only living heirs, the birds, also saw an opportunity. On several continents, a new kind of tyrant rose from the ranks of the birds to claim the vacant throne of the apex predator.
Gastornis.
It was a powerful pursuit predator, running down the small, early mammals that were just beginning to evolve in the Paleocene forests.
Its massive beak was a biological battle axe, capable of delivering a killing blow with a single, powerful strike. But the reign of the terror birds was brief. They were solitary giants in a world where a new advantage was emerging. The mammals were becoming smarter. They were learning to hunt together, a strategy that would allow them to dominate the planet. The terror birds, unable to compete with these new, cooperative predators, eventually faded into extinction. And as the mammals began their conquest of the land, some were returning to the place where all life began, the ocean. This is Basilosaurus, the walking whale, a carnivorous mammal that lived a semi-aquatic life. From these humble beginnings, a new dynasty of marine giants would arise, culminating in one of the strangest. From these walking ancestors evolved one of the most terrifying marine predators of all time, Basilosaurus.
It was the apex predator of the Eocene oceans. It hunted other, smaller whales, a chilling reminder.
Its bite was powerful, and its hunting style was terrifyingly efficient. For a time, this serpent whale was the undisputed king of the sea.
And hidden on its massive frame was a secret, a pair of tiny, vestigial hind legs. A fossil signature linked. But the world was changing again. The planet began to cool, and the endless forests gave way to
Paraceratherium. A hornless relative of modern rhinos, it was the largest land mammal that has ever lived.
Ancient fleecelets. Its scale is staggering, standing over 5 meters tall at the shoulder and weighing up to 20 tons.
Despite its size, it was a peaceful herbivore, a high browser that roamed the forests of Asia, consuming hundreds of kilograms of leaves every day.
Its immense size was its only defense. No predator of its time would have been a match for a full. As the world continued to cool, the oceans became home to a new generation of intelligent marine mammals. A hunter so large, it fed on whales. A shark of unimaginable proportions. Megalodon, the largest predatory shark that ever lived, a monster that ruled the world's oceans for over 20 million years. Its jaws were its ultimate weapon, wide enough to swallow 2 adult humans side by side, and lined with
Echoes. It was an apex predator of terrifying efficiency, using its immense size and power to ambush and kill the large.
For millions of years, nothing in the ocean was safe. The reign of the Megalodon was absolute. But the age of giants was not over. The planet entered a new phase of dramatic. This was the Pleistocene, a world of ice and snow, where colossal glaciers carved the lands. And in this frozen world, a new dynasty of giants rose to prominence, perfectly adapted to the cold.
The most iconic of all was the woolly mammoth. A close relative of the modern elephant, it was a masterpiece of cold weather adaptation.
Its colossal tusks were not just for defense against predators. They were essential tools, used like giant snows. They lived on the mammoth steppe, a cold, dry grassland that once stretched across the entire northern hemisphere. Alongside them lived the woolly rhinoceros. Its huge frontal horn was not for fighting, but for sweeping aside. But this world of giants was ruled by a new kind of super predator, a cat built not for speed, but for power. Smilodon, the saber-toothed cat. Its iconic fangs were the deadliest daggers of the Ice Age. It was an ambush predator, built like a feline wrestler. It didn't chase down its prey. It wrestled it to the ground with sheer brute force. Like modern lions, they were social hunters, using teamwork and strategy to take down prey many times their own weight.
The attack is an explosion of power, aiming to immobilize the prey as quickly as possible.
And then, the killing blow. The saber teeth were not for crushing, but for a single, precise, and fatal. For thousands of years, Smilodon was the apex predator, a perfect killing machine for a world of giants. But a new kind of creature was now sharing this world. A creature that lacked the strength of a mammoth or the fangs of a Smilodon. But a new kind of predator was now sharing this world. A creature that lacked the brute strength of a mammoth or the saber teeth of a Smilodon. But it possessed a new and far more powerful weapon. A thinking, creative, and collaborative mind. They had mastered fire. A tool that provided not just warmth in the freezing cold, but a shield against the terrors of the night. And they crafted tools. They turned stone and wood into extensions of their own bodies, weapons that could pierce the thickest of hides. But their greatest advantage was cooperation. They could plan, strategize, and communicate complex ideas. Armed with fire, tools, and intelligence, these fragile-looking creatures would now attempt the impossible: to hunt the giants. The hunt was not a contest of strength, but of strategy. They used the land itself as a weapon, forcing the powerful beast into a trap. The trap is sprung. Now, the confrontation begins. A battle of sheer power against coordinated intelligence. It required immense courage. A direct confrontation where a single mistake meant certain death.
The wounded giant is at its most dangerous. A force of pure, primal rage.
But the hunters had an advantage the beast did not: endurance. They could work together, rest, and press the attack. Eventually, through strategy and persistence, the giant falls. A victory not of muscle, but of mind. In this moment, the balance of power on the planet shifted forever. Humanity had proven it could take down any beast, no matter how large. They were no longer just surviving in this world of monsters. They were beginning to master it. But the world was changing one last time. The Great Ice Age was coming to an end, and with it, the age of the megafauna was ending too. But the world was changing one last time. The Great Ice Age was coming to a close. The mammoth steppe, the vast grassland that had fed the giants for millennia, disappeared. In its place their world was vanishing beneath their feet. Coupled with the increasing pressure from a new, intelligent predator, their numbers plummeted. Gastornis, the great predators too, struggled to adapt. Smilodon, a hunter of giants, could not catch the swift. Across the globe, the giants vanished. The mammoths, the saber-tooths, the giant sloths. The age of megafauna was over. But one creature did not just survive the change, it thrived in it. Homo sapiens. Our minds, our tools, and our cooperation allowed us to dominate the planet in a way no single species ever. Our story, the story of life on Earth, has been a 4 billion-year journey of creation and...
We've walked with mammoths in a world of ice. We've witnessed the reign of the tyrant kings and stood in the shadow of the greatest giants to ever walk the earth.
We've seen the first steps onto land and the terrors of the ancient seas. From a single cell to this incredible, beautiful, and brutal tapestry of life.
And now, we are a part of that story, the inheritors of a 4 billion-year-old legacy